All right, let's talk about something that honestly affects every single one of us online: passwords. And it turns out the way we've all been taught to protect ourselves for years is now dangerously out of date. Let's get right into it and see just how much the game has completely changed.
So let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about it. How secure do you think your password is? The one for your main email, your bank account, whatever you're thinking right now, the reality has probably shifted right under our feet way more than you realize.
And this is where things get kind of scary. Take a look at these two charts. The one on the left shows pretty standard password cracking times from 2023. You see an 8-character password with all the bells and whistles, uppercase, lowercase, symbols, and you think, okay, 5 minutes to crack. Not great, but not instant. But now look at the chart on the right. This is what happens when hackers use modern AI-powered hardware. That exact same password is cracked in just 1 second. Let that sink in. 1 second. This one development basically makes most of the password advice we've ever gotten totally obsolete. So what does this all mean? It means that the rules we all learned for password security are just broken. What we all thought was a strong defense is now about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. It's just not going to work anymore. This means we need a whole new strategy. It's not about having one single perfect password anymore. We have to start thinking in layers, building a real defense that goes way beyond something you can just type from memory. So what's the first and most powerful layer in this new defense? Well, you don't have to take my word for it. Rory Sanchez, the CEO of a company called True Digital Security, put it perfectly. He said that pretty much every single phishing attack they've seen could have been stopped cold by one simple thing: multi-factor authentication. Just how effective are we talking? Well, the data from Microsoft is absolutely stunning. They found that just by turning on multi-factor authentication, or MFA, you can block over 99.9% of attacks that try to compromise your account. I mean, think about that. In the world of cybersecurity, there are no easy answers, but that is as close to a silver bullet as you are ever going to get. So what is this magic thing called MFA? It's actually a really simple idea. It just means you have to prove who you are in more than one way. So instead of just your password, it asks for at least 2 different pieces of proof that you're really you. And those pieces of proof basically fall into 3 buckets. First, something you know. That's your password. Second, something you have. That's usually your phone, right? You get a code texted to you. And third, something you are. That's the cool sci-fi stuff, like your fingerprint or your face. Real MFA works by combining at least 2 of these different categories. That makes it so much harder for a hacker to get in. But MFA, as amazing as it is just one layer. We still need to deal with the password itself. And this is where the advice has been completely flipped on its head. It's time to rethink what the word strong even means. Okay, so check this out. On the left, you've got the old advice we all grew up with. Make it at least 8 characters, mix in all sorts of symbols, and then, the worst part, change it every 90 days. But look at the right. This is the new guidance from the experts at NIST. They're saying, forget all that. The new rule is length. Make it 14 characters or more, and don't even worry about changing it unless you think it's been stolen. The whole game is shifted from complexity to length. So, why the complete 180? Well, it's pretty simple. It's because of us. It's just human nature. When you force people to create these super complex passwords and change them all the time, what do? We cheat. We create super predictable patterns, like capitalizing the first letter and just adding 1 exclamation point at the end. And guess what? Hackers know every single one of those tricks. The solution is to switch from a password to a phrase. And that sounds complicated, but it's not. It's just a bunch of words you string together. It's way easier for you to remember, but for a computer trying to guess it, it's a nightmare. Something like, I love country music is memorable, but as we're about to see, it's also ridiculously secure. This chart just shows you the raw power of making your password longer. Using that same super advanced AI hardware, a 14-character password made of just numbers gets cracked instantly. If it's just lowercase letters, it takes them a day. But a 14-character passphrase with a mix of stuff, it would take a hacker 232,000 times years to crack it. Now that is a secure lock. Okay, so we've covered the new layers of defense and the new way to think about passwords. So now let's put it all together into a practical toolkit that you can actually start using like today. The last and maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle is a password manager. Because let's be realistic, nobody can actually create and remember dozens of unique 14+ character passphrases. It's impossible. A password manager does all the heavy lifting for you. It creates them, it remembers them, and you only have to remember one single master password to unlock everything. It's a no-brainer. So here it is, your action plan. It's just 3 simple things you can do today to seriously upgrade your security. Number 1, go into your most critical accounts, your email, your bank, your social media, and turn on multi-factor authentication right now. Number 2, start using a password manager to create and store all those new long passphrases. And number 3, from now on, every new password you create needs to be long. Aim for at least 14 characters.
Look, at the end of the day, so much of our lives are stored behind these passwords. They protect our money, our private conversations, our entire digital identities. And now that we know how much the threats have changed, isn't it time we stopped using those old rusty locks and started giving our digital lives the security they actually deserve?